stops beating. So when we talk about a heart attack and sudden cardiac arrest, it's completely different, okay? Sudden cardiac arrest means that your heart stops for some reason, okay? When the heart stops beating, that means that the blood is not being pumped through. So the importance of CPR is to pump the heart manually, right? So when you pump the heart manually, then the blood is still circulating, okay? So if there's no CPR, nothing is being done, and the heart is not beating and the blood is not pumping, 4 to 6 minutes can mean that that's when brain damage can happen. Okay. And then after 8 to 10 minutes, that's when that damage can be irreversible, meaning that you can't change it, right? Okay, so it's really important that if you come on scene anywhere, that you are quick with your response. Okay, now how many of you would feel comfortable doing CPR on someone? Okay, and that's okay, right? We're learning. This is a process. We have to learn that process. But there's certain laws that are in place. Has anyone heard of the Good Samaritan law? Okay, why do you think people don't, when maybe they see like a car accident or some type of accident happen, why do you think people don't stop?
Because if you don't help, it's when you can go to jail for not helping. If you know how to do CPR.
Right. Okay. So I know where you're going with that. So say if someone is really, really hurt, and why do you think? What are some other reasons why someone may not stop? Stop to help. Maybe what was that?
They don't want to see it.
Maybe they just don't know how to handle it. Right. They may get a little nervous. They may not stop because they may think, oh, someone's more qualified is probably there, right? So there's a lot of different things that happen. Some people even may not stop because they're scared they may get sued if they do something wrong, okay? But there's laws in place called the Good Samaritan law that says if you're doing something, right? If you're doing something, it's going to protect you when you're doing it. I have to make sure the scene is safe, okay? Then I have to check the responsiveness of the person. How do I know that this guy is just not taking a nap? He could be taking a nap. How many of you guys have taken a nap and you're like knocked out? Right? You guys get to that point where you're just like, you are out? Okay, so if I am here and I am making sure, I'm like, I don't know, is this guy sleeping? Or does he need help? Right? What do? Okay? So let's say, Shoshone, can you lay down? Okay? Right? And you don't know me. Right? You don't know me at all. Okay? So if all of a sudden I went to go check your pulse, because we check our pulse here, right? Mm-hmm. So if I was to just go like this and all of a sudden be like all up in your face, touching you, would that be a little creepy? Mm-hmm. A little bit? I don't know you. Right? Obviously you'd be like, your eyes would be closed and everything. But, okay, go ahead, stand up. Right? I'm not going to do that. Okay? So the first thing is they call it the tap and shout. Okay? So I'm going to say, hey, sir. Okay? First I'm going to shout. Make sure if he is sleeping that I'm not even touching him, right? Okay? So I'm going to say, hey, sir. Okay? Or ma'am or whoever. Hey, person. Right? Okay? And then I'm going to tap. And then I'm going to shout again. Okay? Now if they don't do anything, then obviously that's when I can say, hey, I may need to do something, right? Okay? Now, so I want you guys to just practice. Now obviously this person, we're going to have them laying on the ground. So go ahead and move your adult mannequin onto the ground. And I want you to practice tapping and shout over here in the middle. In the middle. I want you to practice tapping and shouting. So first you shout, then you tap, then you shout again.
There's the camera. Wait. Hey, sir. You good? Hello? Did he wake up now?
No, he didn't wake up. What about you guys? Did you wake up your man?
Let me check your pulse.
What about you?
Dang, his pants almost gonna come off.
Did you guys tap and shout?
I did.
Shout, tap, shout.
Go ahead.
Hi, go ahead.
Sir. Hi.
Okay, right? We're gonna make sure, yeah. Right on the shoulder. Right on the shoulder. Okay? Now what if that person doesn't wake up?
And they're
He's
asleep.
dead.
Right? We have to check to see if they're breathing. Okay, how do we check to see if they're breathing? Okay? We're not even going to go there yet.
I feel nothing.
Okay? Okay? We're going to look. Say that again?
See if his chest is.
Right, we're going to see if the chest is moving, right? Then, hey, we can assume that they're breathing. But let's say the chest is not moving. Okay? So, I want you to kneel right next to your mannequin. So, for example, it's going to look like this. Okay, you're going to kneel right next to him. Go ahead. Everyone, you could be on one on each side. One on each side. So have it, yeah, just like that. Perfect. Okay, one on each side. Okay? So, first we're going to check a pulse. Okay? So, and I'm not going necessarily the order. Okay? I'm doing all the little things that I want you guys to know. And then either at the end of class, we'll go through the whole process. But I want you to learn how to check a pulse. Okay? So, I want everyone to go right here. You're going to do these two fingers. Now, why am I not going to do my thumb?
Because the thumb has its own heartbeat.
Yeah, so the thumb, you can feel a pulse in it, right? So if you're going like this, you could be feeling your own pulse and not theirs, okay? So I want you to feel, and I want you to just feel around, okay? And I want you to see if you can feel your pulse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Do you feel it? All of a sudden, Kai, do you feel yours?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, I felt it.
Okay. Nope, not gonna be done.
All the way in the back of his neck.
Here, move your thumb. Your finger down.
He was online.
Do you feel it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna be feeling someone else's.
Oh, first.
Yeah, so you need to you need to know what it feels like. Okay.
It's right here, Kai.
You feel it?
It's on the other side, you bozo.
So what you're gonna do? Do you feel your jawline?
It's literally right
Okay.
here.
Right underneath your jawline, you're gonna feel it. So you're gonna feel it. Like right here.
Stop laughing. Okay.
Really good.
I got it right there.
Okay. So that's where it's gonna be. Okay. Riley, do you feel yours? Okay. Everyone feel yours? Ashley, I know you said, I feel it. She screamed. She hasn't said 2 words in the class.
She's alive.
Okay. Do you feel it? Yes. Okay. So now what I want you guys to do is I want you to feel your partners.
Get over here.
Be nice.
Okay, Mom.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Make sure you feel it. Make sure you feel
I
it.
felt it.
No.
Just go right now. Okay.
Yeah, I felt it. Miss Nick Mori.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
come here.
Go.
I already felt it.
You guys all felt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I
Yeah, I
did.
know. I literally
They're not. You can't even reach.
I can't move. See?
You felt in the back again.
No,
Come
I
on.
know. I just reached
Let's see,
over
go.
like that.
Phil, let me make sure you're in the right
Like you.
position.
Fighter, Kai, fighter.
Wait. I'm scared.
Right there.
I can't feel it. It's so hard.
Keep going.
He has no pulse.
Why are you so far?
He has no pulse.
Okay, lift up a little.
What?
So, right, you're gonna follow the ball. Okay, so follow the ball.
Right here?
Yep, up higher.
Kai's off.
She's not even looking.
Come
I
closer.
gotta feel it.
Come closer. Your hand.
Okay, yeah.
You feel it? Okay. All right, Kai.
Oh, wait.
Switch.
What?
I switch.
No, you have to feel.
I did.
Come on, everybody. Let's go, let's go.
Right
Okay.
there. I feel it.
Yeah.
It's not even on that side.
Okay. You're gonna feel it on both. You're feeling on both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now when you're pretending that this guy, you're gonna check the pulse. Okay, his pulse. So now it's important that when I go to feel a pulse, I don't reach over to the other side. Why do you think I don't reach over to the other side?
Your arm is there. No, I'm just kidding.
Say that again. Say that again.
Your arms doing something.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Okay, because look, if my arm's like this and I'm feeling, what's happening to my arm?
You're covering his mouth.
Right? I'm like cutting this off.
Oh.
Right? If the guy's not breathing now, he's for sure not going to be breathing because I'm suffocating them, right? Okay? So I need to feel on the same side as me. Okay? Does that make sense? I want everyone to pretend like you're feeling for a pulse. So now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to open the airway. Okay? And again, this is not necessarily the steps that are in order, but I want to make sure we go over each process, and then we'll kind of put it together. Okay? So when we do opening the airway, okay, it's called, there's a specific, Amani, there's a specific maneuver. It's called the head tilt chin lift. Has anyone ever heard that before? Head tilt chin lift? So it's exactly how it sounds. You tilt the head, okay, and you lift the chin. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go like this, okay, and grab it like this, right? Why would I not do this? Okay? I could still technically cut off the airway with my hand, okay? So I'm only using 2 fingers and lifting. Now, if you lift the head, you're going to see that it goes pretty far back, right? Right? It does not need to be lifted all the way back because at some point, right, let's pretend that this, if you look here, do you see how the chin kind of sucks in and it can block the airway? Now if I do the all the way up, it could do the same exact thing. So I want it just like a little medium, halfway, okay? So when I do that, listen up. When I do that, it's the head tilt chin lift. So I want everyone to practice the head tilt chin lift. Make sure that you're on the side of them. You're going to put your hand on their forehead, lift up, or push back with their head and lift up with the chin. Remember, 2 fingers. There you go. There you go. Okay? There you go. Okay, go ahead. Right on the chin. Yep, there you go. Okay, next person. Yep. Okay, and sometimes not even all the way up again. Okay? So now if this was an adult, I'm going to lift a little bit higher with the chin. If it's a child, I'm going to lift a little bit less. Okay? And then with a baby, I don't do this. Okay? So that's like the differences among them. Okay? All right. So now what I want you to do is we're going to practice the compressions. Okay? So now, why do you think I had you guys move the mannequins to the ground? Okay, so if I had the mannequin on the bed, right? The bed has some bounce to it, right? So I'm not going to get the full effect of the compressions if I'm not on a firm ground. Okay, so if it's on a bed, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to have an effective compression. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is I want you to imagine right in the middle, okay, there is, pretend like this person has like a nipple line, right? Okay? That, I know. Go ahead, giggle it out, giggle it out. Get it out of your system, okay? That's where your hand is going to be placed right in the center in line with that. Okay, so imagine this person, the nipple line. I want you to just put one hand right there, okay? I want the palm of your hand to be in the middle, not your whole hand, okay? The palm of your hand, right? So it's going to be like right here. You guys see that? Okay. Amani, move it up just a little bit. Nope. Towards the head. There you go. Nope. A little bit further down. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So now I see you guys like this, sitting down, right? If I'm sitting down, can I do proper compressions? No, right? I need to be on my knees. Okay? And the reason why is because the placement of our arms is important. If I'm like this, am I going to be able to do the compressions? No, right? And I need to be right over the person. Okay? So, when I have my hand placed in the middle, I'm going to cup the other hand, so by interlacing my fingers. Everyone do that. Interlace your fingers. So this hand is going to have my fingers straight, and this one I'm going to interlace. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want everyone to get into the placement. Don't do the compressions, but just get into the placement. Okay, so Shoshone, you need to sit up, and have your shoulders right over your hands. You see that? Okay. Okay, sit up a little bit more. There you go, exactly. And I'll explain, once you guys start doing it, you'll realize that that's going to be a lot easier than this. Okay, you're going to get way too tired, and you're not going to be able to push hard enough. Okay, so give your right over. We're going to do it together, and we're going to do it slow at first, okay? So, go ahead, get ready. Now it's important that you count out loud, okay? After a while, someone will get tired, right? So after a while of doing compressions, you'll get tired. So if you are counting out loud, there's a part in CPR where you can switch, okay? So I just want you to practice, okay? You're going to try to go down. And so now if you look on the board, I wrote it out where it has adult, child, and baby, right? So for an adult, which is 12 years and older, okay, that is going to be 2 hands, right? We're using both hands. And I want it to be at least 2 inches, okay? So I want you to try to push down. That's how deep it has to go down, okay? Why do you think, and I'm gonna ask you a question, I want you to kind of think about it. Why do you think it's important that every single time I push down, I also allow it to come up? Okay, so if I go like this, why would it be good to go down and then back up instead of going like this? Any ideas? Okay, think about it kind of like, has anyone ever blown up a bike tire? Yeah? Okay, with the one that you have to push down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I push down the bike tire, then I have to pull it back up, right? If I just left it down and was like this, how long would it take? It would take a lot longer, right? So by letting it come up, that means that I'm allowing the blood to come in and to be pushed out, right? So that's important. Why they call it recoil. We have to make sure that it's we're allowing the body to recoil, okay? So, or the heart to recoil, okay? So, you ready? You're going to do 10 compressions together, and then we're going to switch people, okay? And we're going to count, okay? And I'm going to do it slow at first, okay? Get back to position. Make sure it's the right position that I showed you. Okay, Kai, hand a little bit closer to Dyla. Exactly, right there, okay? So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop. So it's a little bit hard, right? Now, how many of you realize that when you're right above it, it's a lot easier than if I'm on the side? Right? Next person. Let's see. Get into position. Put your hands down. Okay. There you go. Have you guys seen the Office CPR video, episode? Okay, I'll have to show you guys. Okay. So pretend like this is like the nipple line. Okay, so we're going to go right there. Perfect. Okay? All right. So, let me make sure. Riley, let me see. Yeah. Okay, let's see. There you go. Okay, ready? 10 compressions. I want you to see, make sure your elbows are tight and that you're pushing. Try to imagine 2 inches down, which is kind of a lot, right? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, make sure that your hands don't come off and then back on, right? Okay, we want to make sure that we are secure in our position and going up and down, but not lifting our hands off the body, okay? All right, so let's see how we're doing on time. Okay. All right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to do 30 compressions, each person, okay? And I want you to count with your group, okay? After 30, you can pause, switch partners, and do it again. Ready?
Oh.
There you go. So first person go up. Kai, you're first. Amani,
One.
Shoshone.
2. Wait, start now?
Yeah, but I want you all, hold on, pause. I want you all to be counting because after 30, then I want you and your partner to switch.
Okay, ready?
Okay? So everyone I should hear. Okay, ready, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30.
Okay, switch. You can pause for a second. Take a breather. Okay. Ready? Make sure you're in the right position. Remember, your palm should be in the middle, not your whole hand, your palm. There you go. Okay, ready, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Natalie, you gotta push it a little bit harder.
8,
Come on.
9, 10,
There you go.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
So you remember how I just did that? I went, right? For a baby, I just use whatever air is in my mouth, right? So I would go just an out rather than an in, out, in, out. Does that make sense? So I want everyone to do the difference. I want everyone to do 2 breaths that are, and then I want you to do a baby breath and just do this. Okay, ready, go. There you go, 2 of those. Okay? Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? Okay, obviously I'm going to have a lot more air that's going to go into an adult and a child than for a baby. What happens if I put all that air into the baby?
Then he got more air.
Right? It's definitely not going to be beneficial, right? It's not going to be the best for this baby, okay? So, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use a face shield. Do you guys know what a face shield is? Very similar to a face mask, right? Okay, you're gonna open it up. Now you may have, I have it in the other room, but you may have seen a bigger, it's like a red thing. This pocket mask looks like this, okay? And it goes over. Now, do you think people just like carry these around,
Yeah.
right? People do. I actually have one in my car. But this is definitely a lot bulkier than that, okay? This works in a very similar way, okay? How this works is it has a filter on this, just like those do. These have a filter too. So, what this does is when this mask is worn on the mannequin, okay, it goes over, are you looking? It goes over the nose and goes over the mouth, okay? Obviously, we have to make sure that there is a seal, okay? But what happens is when I breathe, when I do my head tilt chin lift and do my 2 breaths, I'm going to be breathing into this, okay? When I breathe into this, okay, if for some reason any fluid or vomit was to come up, it wouldn't come into my mouth. How gross would that be? Right? A little gross, okay? Right? So it protects me. Obviously, if any disease, it's a disease prevention barrier, okay? So I would breathe in, so I could breathe in this way, air would go in this way, but nothing would come back out, okay? So it protects us. The mask, the face shield that you have does the same thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to put it, exactly, it shows you how to do it, okay? Exactly. See how there's a little face on it?
Yeah.
I want you to match it up to the mannequin. Match it up to the mannequin. Now obviously, when I'm doing compressions, do you think I'm going to leave it on like this?
No.
I can take it right off, put it to the side, and then put it right back on for when I'm ready for my breaths. Okay? So it says pinch, right? You have to make sure. Let me see this.
Why is there thumbs on the eyes?
Okay?
Oh, that's the nose.
Okay? You're going to, yeah, you're right. It's like the nose. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to actually seal it. Okay? And lift up. Okay? When it's sealed, then that means that they're going to get the breath that goes into their mouth. Because I want you to practice getting a seal. Okay? Now, I want you to pinch the nose. Pinch the nose. Grab the seal and remember. And we're going to try to avoid going like this to the person, right? Because we don't want to cut off the air. We don't want to cut off the air, right? So we're going to hold them like this. Okay, right with their chin. Okay? And you're going to try to seal it as much as possible. So use that hand. Use this hand. Like that. Do you see that? Okay. All right. So I want you to practice the 2 breaths. Using the seal of the face shield and the head tilt chin lift maneuver. I want you to do 2 breaths. This is your face shield, so obviously you can put your mouth on it. Okay? It's your 2 breaths. Here again. Now, am I going to be sitting like this next to it, or I'm going to be kneeling? There you go. You have to get into position. I know, saving a life is so hard.
I didn't.
Actually put breaths must go in.
Put your lips on you.
There you go.